All right, my friend. Hello and welcome to Yoga and Wellness with Rachel. I am Rachel, and in today's practice, you won't necessarily need any props, but I always like to have a couple of yoga blocks nearby just in case. So find what feels right for you, and as always, if you like to elevate your hips on a blanket or a block, please feel free to do so. So I'm going to invite you to begin lying down on your back. We'll come into our reclined butterfly or bound angle, supta, baddha, konasana. So the bottoms of the feet connect in front of us. You can press into your elbows to lift your shoulder blades up and set them down with a little more space. And just let the legs, the feet, be as far away or as close in as feels supportive for you. You can place, of course, a block underneath the outsides of your knees if you would like to. Totally optional here. And then choose an arm position. Your hands can rest out by your side. You can reach up overhead, or you can rest one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Just offer yourself a few moments, a few breaths here to arrive. Let the eyes soften down or close. Allow the back body to melt into the support beneath you. And just begin to guide your awareness to the rhythm and the flow of your breath. Offer yourself a long, slow, deep breath all the way down into the belly. Feeling the belly rise with the inhale, and then exhale as the belly drops, releasing, surrendering, softening. Good. Breathing in again, noticing the movement through the rib cage, not only side to side, but also back to front. And as you exhale, just gently let that go. Good. Take a couple more deep breaths just like that. In through the nose. Out through the mouth or the nose. And as you arrive, just without judgment, begin to notice any areas of tension, any areas in the body that might need a little extra support or attention today. If you notice somewhere where you are holding that tension, see if you can breathe as if you could send your breath right into that space. Breathe it in. And invite that space to gently begin to release. And a couple more deep breaths right here. Good, and then when you're ready, just release your arms down by your sides for a moment. We'll take the feet to the mat and separate your feet about as wide apart as your mat is. You can take the arms out to the sides again if you want to, or even reach them up overhead, whatever feels good. And just gently begin to windshield wiper those knees side to side. We'll just take a couple, 2 or 3 in each direction. Moving at a pace that feels good in your body. And then once you even that out, you can just gently, mindfully return to center. And we'll hug both knees into the chest. Give the knees a gentle hug, maybe a little rock side to side. And then pause in stillness as you take the shin bones parallel to the ground. We're going to wrap the right knee around the left, behind the left knee, coming into our eagle legs. So you can keep the legs side by side, or you might double wrap, taking that right ankle behind the left calf. Good. Now this might be enough. Maybe you want to stay right here. Maybe you want to take the palms together with the elbows together right over top of your head. Or you can come into eagle arms here. So taking that right elbow underneath the left, wrapping or double wrapping the hands. So now we've got the right knee over the left, the right elbow under the left. And you might feel a gentle connection to your core already. So this is already enough. We're gently engaging with the core. We're pressing the elbows away from the face, and we've got the legs wrapped or double wrapped, whatever feels good. Now feel free to stay right here. If you would like to add on a little core engagement, you can draw your belly button towards your spine. Gently engage with the core. And then as you draw the elbows towards the knee, you might even lift your chest and your head. Good. Slowly lower, maybe as you arrive on the ground, reach the fingers and toes gently away from each other. It might not be very much movement at all. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Come back to center. Exhale, navel towards the spine, knees towards the elbows, chin to the chest. And then inhale to release back down. Maybe separate the elbows away from the knees. And one more time. Just like that. Come back to center. Reset. Belly button in, low back into the mat. Crunch it in on your out breath. Release back to neutral, and then maybe separate the elbows away from the knees. Good. Coming right back to center. Unwind the arms, reach them back behind you. Unwind the legs, reach them up towards the sky. Hug the backs of your legs as you come into your waterfall. Good. Just a couple of breaths here. Good. Let's bend the knees in and set the feet down, setting ourselves up for a bridge pose. So heels, hips width distance apart, palms plant on the mat. You can almost reach your heel with your longest fingertip. Now, if you feel like you need a little more length in the spine, you might press into the elbows, wave the spine up and back and down, shoulder blades broad. Now, the whole time we do our bridge pose, our neck stays long and our gaze stays straight up towards the ceiling. As you're ready, once again, press the low back into the earth, draw the navel towards the spine, and then curl your tailbone up towards the sky as you squeeze the inner thighs, pressing in through the insides of the feet. Good. Shoulder blades broad. Press into your palms. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then breathe it out as you roll the spine back down, one bone at a time. It might feel nice to tip the pelvis forward just briefly before coming back to neutral. And then we'll set up for the other side. So once again, hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock or sway side to side if it feels good. And as you come to center, take your shin bones parallel to the ground. This time we'll take the left knee over top of the right, setting up for those eagle legs. So again, you can wrap or double wrap the legs here if you'd like to. And again, if you want to just take the insides of the elbows and the palms together overhead, you're welcome to do that. If you do want to take your eagle arms, you'll take your left elbow under the right and then wrap or double wrap the hands. Good. So we're pressing the elbows away from the face. We're engaging with the energy in the core. And then option, if you choose to exhale, elbows towards the knee, chin to the chest, maybe lift the shoulders off the ground. And then slowly release back down as you inhale, reach the fingers back and the toes forward. Again, there may not be very much movement at all. We'll come back to center. Exhale, curling in. Release the shoulders back to the mat. Inhale, maybe separate the fingers from the toes. Good. Bring it back to center. Just one more time, like that. As you're ready, exhale, belly button in, knees to the elbows. Slowly make your way back down. Separate the fingers from the toes, knees from the elbows. And then bring it back together. Good. You'll unwind the arms, reach them back and overhead. Unwind the legs, stretch them up to the sky. Hug the backs of your legs, supporting your waterfall pose. Let the shoulder blades firm into the ground. Let the hips sink into the ground. Just a couple of breaths. If you want to pedal out through those feet or add some energy into the toes or the ankles, feel free. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to our bridge, setting those feet down on the ground. Take your time to arrive. Again, if you want to press into the elbows to invite a little more length into the spine. And then when you're ready, press and spread through all four corners of the feet. Draw the belly button towards the spine, plug the low back into the earth, and then float the hips all the way up to the sky. Good. Shoulder blades broad, gaze stays straight up, neck is long. Good. Press through the inner feet. Squeeze the glutes just a bit as you rise. And then articulate the spine down one bone at a time. Take your time rolling it on down. Again, you might tip the pelvis forward at the bottom before coming back to neutral. Good. So we're going to make our way into a seated shape. Coming up into our staff pose, I will guide you there. Options you have to get there would be to roll like a ball. I'll talk you through that. Or to ease onto one side and just use your hands to press you up to seated. So if you're rolling like a ball, you'll hug the backs of your thighs and just begin to gently rock forward and back to your shoulders. Not all the way back to the neck. neck, just to the shoulder blades. Rock back and forth a few times. And then when you're ready, you can come up to seated. Stretch those legs out long in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. Now, if your spine is rounded, you have a couple of options. You could elevate the hips up on a blanket or a block, or you can bend the knees, maybe a little combination of the two. Good, so as you're ready, sit up nice and tall. Feel that length through the spine, and then circle sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Let the shoulders melt down the back, find a prayer-like shape, and invite the thumbs right into your heart space. We'll inhale to open the arms wide, lean forward and round, letting the hands come. Maybe they come to the feet, maybe they come to the mat, maybe they come to your legs. So really it doesn't matter how far you go. And it's your choice. If you want to have the spine nice and long, you probably won't fold as far forward. If you want to round the spine, if that feels good, you might go a little deeper. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just whatever your body needs as you approach your practice today. Give yourself a few breaths in. Offer yourself a couple of breaths out. And the next time you breathe in, go ahead and draw the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale to roll all the way up. Stretch the fingertips up to the sky. We'll take the hands just a little bit behind us. Your fingertips might point out to the sides, or they might point forward, whichever feels better. And you can point your toes, lift up through the sternum, lift up through the heart. Now maybe you'll stay right here. This might be enough. If you want more, you've got the shoulders right over the wrists. You have the option to lift your hips. Neck stays long and relaxed. Feel that engagement through the core. Good. Opening up through the shoulders just a bit. And then slowly release all the way back down. And we're going to make our way forward into our tabletop. So ease your legs back behind you. Pad under the knees if you need to. We'll come onto the palms or the fists, shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips. And explore a few rounds of your cat and your cow here. So as you press into the L of the hands, round the spine like a scared cat, drawing the navel towards the spine. And then press into the tops of the feet. As you drop your belly towards the earth, shine the heart forward. Good. Press the earth away to round the spine, chin to the chest. And then as you're ready, lift the tailbone and the gaze on the in-breath. We'll just do 3 more rounds. Feel free to add any natural movement you might need. Rounding on the exhale, arching the back. And dropping the belly on the inhale. Good. 2 more rounds. Exhale. And breathe in. Good. Breathe it out. After your next inhale, we'll come back to that strong neutral tabletop position. Good. From here, an invitation to float that right leg back behind you. And we'll slowly and mindfully guide the right knee under and diagonally over towards the left arm. Doesn't matter how close it gets. And then inhale to extend it back. Exhale, right knee towards the right arm. Again, doesn't matter how close it gets. Inhale to extend it back. Right knee towards the nose, maybe even around the spine, arching the back. Inhale, extend it back, and then we'll come into our low lunge. Guide that right foot to the mat between the hands. This might be where you choose to bring in some blocks. Guiding those blocks to the earth on either side of your front foot. Lengthening through the spine, sinking down through those hips so the front knee is directly over the ankle bone. Find your breath, find the length and space in your spine. And then if you want to, you might ground into that left hand. Maybe turn your belly towards the inside of that right leg and peel the right arm up to the sky. You might energize the top arm, the fingers, the wrists. And then gently guide your right hand down, belly faces down, and slowly sink into the ground. Rise, maybe a little back bend or a neutral spine, your choice. Sink down through those hips, breathe into the torso, and then find your cactus arms. Separate the elbows wide. Good, take your time. Inhale, reach to the sky. Let the hands come down. Frame that front foot. Blocks can be awesome here, totally optional though. We'll come into our half split as we send those hips back. Maybe lifting the front toes, maybe not. Just be mindful not to lock out through the front knee, coming into our half splits. It doesn't matter how far you actually fold forward. You can be up pretty tall if you want to be. Just find what serves your body the best today. As you're ready, slowly roll back onto that front foot. If you've got the blocks, you can set them off to the side. We'll send that right knee back beside the left and tuck the toes, send the hips back and away. Find your first downward facing dog. So as you press and spread through the hands, you're going to curl your tailbone up to the sky. Bend the knees as much as you need to as you let your belly soften in the direction of your thighs. And let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Good. Shake or nod your head or pedal out through the feet if you'd like to. And then when you're ready, come on back to all fours. Good. Maybe find a round or two of your cat and your cow, pressing into the palms as you arch the back. And taking a deep breath as you widen through the collarbones and drop the belly. Good. One more round just like that. Exhale. And breathe in. And just gently come back to center. Nice long spine. This time we'll float the left leg back behind us, parallel to the ground. We're going to use the energy in the core to help guide that left knee diagonally underneath the body in the direction of the right arm. And then breathe in as you extend that left leg back behind you. Left knee towards the left arm. And inhale, extend it back. Left knee to the nose, round the spine. And breathe in, extend it back. Let's explore our lunge. Take your time. Guide your left foot to the mat beneath the knee. Use your blocks if you want to, if you've got them. And soften down through those hips. Good. Again, yogi's choice. Find what feels good. When you feel strong and stable, invitation to scoop the arms forward and up. As you lengthen out of the low back, you might come into a gentle back bend, or you might find yourself in neutral with the heart right over the pelvis, whatever feels good. So settle in, and then if you'd like to find those cactus arms, feel free. Beautiful. And then inhale to reach for the sky. Glide your hands down to frame that front foot. I forgot our twist, so we'll do it right here. Plant the right hand, float the left arm up high. Maybe add some movement into the top hand and wrist. Good. And then slowly turn the belly down, frame that front foot. And if you'd like to, send those hips back, straighten the front leg. You're squaring off through the hips, you're lengthening through the spine. And you're staying as high or as low as you'd like to go. Just give yourself a few breaths here. There's a train going by behind me, so I hope it's not too loud when you listen to this. When you're ready, slowly walk the hands forward, roll back onto that foot. We'll send that left knee back beside the right. Walk the hands forward a couple of inches, tuck the toes, press the hips back and away. Find your downward facing dog. Good. Give yourself just a few breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose and the mouth, bringing in any natural organic movement your body might need. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully make your way to the front of the mat, forward fold. We'll breathe into a long flat back. Exhale to soften back down. And then circle sweep the arms all the way up to the sky on the inhale. And exhale, let the hands come out and down by your sides. Good. Give yourself a long breath in as the shoulders rise. Up, up, up. One more sip at the top. And sigh it out. Good. So, how are you feeling? Check in with yourself, body and mind. Big breath in one more time. Shoulders rise. A final sip of air at the top. And sigh it out. Good. We'll come into a flow. As you're ready, find your mountain pose near the front of your mat. Take your time. Inhale, scoop the arms all the way out and up and overhead. Maybe a little back bend at the top, breathing out as you fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. And then bend the knees, plant the hands. We're going to send that left foot way back. And then rise up into your high lunge. Good. Shoulders soften down the back. If you'd like to find a cactus arm here, feel free. And then inhale to rise. We're coming into warrior one. So pivot the back heel in as you ground into the outer back foot. Give yourself a couple of deep breaths here. And then hold here if you'd like, or maybe straighten the front leg without locking out the knee. You might hinge forward and let the hands sweep down and back behind you. And then bend into the front knee as you rise, maybe a little back bend, maybe another cactus arm. Good. We'll do that one more time. Inhale through center, come back up, straighten the front leg, hinge forward, fingertips sweep back behind you, and then bend into the front knee as you rise, maybe some cactus arms. And then as you're ready, guide the hands down to your hips. We're gonna come onto the back toes and slowly and mindfully glide that left foot forward. We're setting up to practice eagle. So we're rooted through the right foot, and we're gonna take that left knee over the right knee as we bend into the hips, bend into the knees. So you can be as high or as low as you wanna go. You can be low or high, whatever feels good. Feel free to keep the left toes on the ground as a kickstand, or maybe wrap or double wrap the legs. Again, as high or as low as you wanna go. Good, this is challenging. Feel free to have a wall or a chair nearby. If this is enough, stay right here or come out at any time. If you wanna add on, you might take the arms out and up and overhead. Let the shoulders soften as you take the arms straight out in front of you. And then guide that left arm under the right as you wrap or double wrap the hands. Elbows press away from the face, or just take your hands to your shoulders. Good, so breathing here. We've got the elbows in line with the knees. You're as high or as low as you want to go. And we're just pressing the fingertips out and away, the shoulders back. Good, just a couple of breaths. I know this is challenging. And then unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, lift that left leg, and plug it back into the ground. Shake it out. Good. Give yourself a long breath in. Gently let it go. And then from here, let's stretch out the front of that right thigh. So just bending that right leg. You might catch the foot behind you, or just bend the leg parallel to the ground. But you're drawing the knees side by side. If you're wobbly like I am, it's fine. But draw the energy straight down so you feel a nice stretch through the front of your right thigh. Good, just a couple breaths here. Collarbones wide, crown reaches towards the sky. And then when you're ready, we'll lower that right foot down, shake it out, and we're just gonna set up for the other side. So take your time. Strong mountain pose near the front of your mat. Heels together or feet hips width distance apart. And then when you're ready, circle sweep the arms all the way up high. Kind of back bend if it feels good. And then hinge at the hips as you fold forward. Breathe in to lift and lengthen. As long as you bend the knees, plant the hands, send the right foot back. Legs on 2 lanes of traffic. When you feel stable, front knee over the ankle, you can rise. Hands to the hips, heart or sky. Just a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll find our warrior one. Turn the back heel in, ground into the outer back foot, and sink into the front knee. Now, if your rib cage tries to puff forward, engage the core, knit the low ribs towards the hip points. If you want to find some cactus arms here, draw the shoulder blades together as the palms come down, and then inhale to rise. Option to straighten that front leg. Again, we're not locking out the knee. Hinge forward, connect to your core, float the fingertips back behind you. Good, bend into the front knee as you rise, maybe a little back bend, maybe a neutral spine. Find those cactus arms or goalpost arms. Inhale, reach tall. We'll do that one more time. Straighten the front leg, hinge forward, reach the fingertips back, and then breathe into rise. And finding those cactus arms. Good, take your time, let the hands come down to the hips. We'll come onto the back toes, turn the back thigh forward, glide the back foot forward as we set up for eagle pose on this side. So as you're ready, soften into that left knee, cross your right knee over the left. Again, you can stay right here with your foot down as a kickstand. You can sink deeper into the hips or stay up tall. Choose your foot position here. Maybe you wrap the foot behind the calf, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Option to take those arms out and up and overhead. Let the shoulders drop as you take the arms forward. And now we've got the right elbow under the left. Again, you can just take your hands to your shoulders, or you can take the backs of the hands together or the palms together. Good. So stay as high or as low as you'd like to go. I'm going to see if I can turn sideways. Good. And then pressing those elbows away from the face. Maintaining a steady connection to the breath, a steady connection to the core. Just a couple of breaths here. Good. And then as you're ready, unwind. Lift that right leg, lift the arms, and plug that right foot back in. Shake it out. Bend one knee and then the other. Now let's stretch out to the front of your left leg. So again, bending your left knee. You might just stay right here with the knees side by side. You might catch the foot, the inside or the outside. Lengthen the knee down. Lengthen the front of the leg down. It should feel like a really nice stretch right now. Good. Give yourself a couple of breaths. And we'll set the left foot down beside the right. Shake it out just a bit. And when you're ready, find that mountain pose near the front of your mat. We'll inhale, scoop the arms all the way out and up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift to lengthen. Bend the knees and plant the hands. Step your feet back into your downward facing dog. Again, you want to find that length in your spine. So bend the knees as you send the hips back and away. Soften the chest towards the thighs. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lower your knees down to the mat. And we'll come back through kneeling just briefly as we ease our way down into our seated position. So taking the legs out into a nice wide V, sitting up nice and tall. Again, you can bend those knees if you need to. And we're just going to inhale, reach tall, soften the shoulders, turn your belly towards your right foot, and then lengthen up and over as you fold forward. Again, it doesn't matter how far you go. Find what feels right and good today. Inhale to invite length. Exhale to find softness. Just give yourself a couple of breaths. Good. When you're ready, draw your belly button in. Slowly begin to rise. Sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Mocha's joining us. Good. Turn toward your left leg and lengthen forward and down. Good. Give yourself a couple of breaths here. And again, if you're way up here, it's totally perfect. Don't worry about it. You can pause wherever it feels right in your body. And if you need to bend those knees a bit, that's totally awesome as well. Good. And then when you feel ready, let's come right back up to center. Reach tall. We'll let the hands come down in front of us now as we walk the hands forward, coming into a nice wide leg forward fold. Continuing to draw the navel in towards the spine. As you inhale, lengthen to the spine, and exhale, let the body soften. Good. Then when you're ready, just walk the hands back in. We'll take the hands to the outer knees as we bring the feet together, coming back to your cobbler's pose, your bound angle. So again, you can place blocks under the knees if you've got them. You don't have to. Feet can be as close in or as far away from your body as feels good. And you're welcome to stay tall or maybe fold forward. Long spine or round a fold, whatever feels good. Take your time. Inhale to rise. We'll ease into a comfortable seated shape, whether kneeling or cross-legged, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, just take a deep breath in as you find length in the spine. Take the arms out and up and overhead. Find a prayer-like shape. Invite your thumbs right into your heart space. Good. If you would like to settle into a Savasana or continue your practice, feel free to do whatever feels right and good for you. Otherwise, I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me.